You guys know what we're talking about because you read the thing
below.
And we say it every time we're like, today we're talking about. No, you know what we're talking about. We're gonna say it anyway. Look at this. Oh, look at that. You can. Oh, what is happening here? Okay. Anyway, this Amour Nocturne by L'Artisan.
It's a really awesome box. It's weirdly velvety.
Yeah, and look at this. There's like, oh, I don't know if you can see that at all. Let me try and cast. Oh, there it is. See the mandala effect? Get it? Anyway, I think, and it says Explosions de Emotions because that's the line that it's from on the top, and it's actually like a plastic or metal plate that comes out. And I think I've not seen the packaging for all the rest of the L'Artisan fragrances, so I'm sure they're nothing like this. I'm sure this is just for the Explosion de Emotion collection. But right now, this is my second favorite presentation of any fragrance ever. With the first just being the Killian fragrances with the coffins. I can't remember what series that is, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
You know.
Anyways.
That's the box, and so we're going to find out what's in the box.
And it's tight as hell.
Whoa!
Alright, so check this out. When you open it up, boom, there's your fragrance. And you get a card in here too that says, if you can ever get it out. So it says Amour Nocturne on the one side. Shoot, it is brighter than hell in here. Oh, there you go. So it says Amour Nocturne, right? And then the other side is an image of the mood that it's supposed to evoke. Because it's Explosion de Emotion. This is the emotion that it's trying to convey. Pretty clever.
Pretty clever.
I like it.
I like you.
Hey, I love you.
No. I love you.
Oh.
No.
Can never fit this shit back in. Maybe
That's
I should take the
So then we get to the actual bottle itself. It's a really pretty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octagon.
It is.
Took me a bit. It's got, I can't tell, is the bottle goldish or is the juice goldish or both?
The bottle's goldish. And the juice is gold too, I think.
That's what I'm thinking. It's got a cute little gold little label that says, Amour Nocturne, Eau de Parfum, and then it's got a little cap that comes with a little insignia on top.
The cap is heavy. The cap is like a real metal.
It is solid.
It's like lined on the inside with a plastic, just like most are. But this is just thick metal. Like, listen to this. That's the top.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you've seen our videos, we are pretty critical of caps of perfume bottles, mostly, again, because we have a kitten. So, this is definitely kitten-proof.
Yeah, it locks right on there. You can lift it up by the cap and nothing will happen. It's beautiful.
So, yeah, I mean, overall, I think the presentation in the bottle for Amour Nocturne is spot on. It's really, really nice. I think both of us will agree that this is just really well presented.
Supremely high-end, I think. This one, like, you see a lot of the fragrances that come in, like, it's the whole niche shtick where it's supposed to be like a super generic bottle. But I think this does, like, super generic in, like, a really elegant way. If you remember our video on Lalique pour Homme, that bottle's kind of, like, generic, but it already takes a step out into identifying itself as, like, a unique fragrance. This one doesn't, but it's beautiful. Just great. There's like an MFK type deal here, only obviously not as minimalist.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
So the smell.
The smell.
So I think for both of us it's going to be kind of hard to differentiate the smell from the emotion that comes from the smell, which I guess works with the line, it's explosion of the emotions, right? And when we first smelled this, we were on vacation. And so usually when I smell this, I automatically think of that vacation and all the memories from that, and which is good. And so the person who was trying to sell us the smell says it smells a little bit like a firework. It smells like gunpowder. To my nose, I don't necessarily smell the gunpowder or firework, maybe because I've never actually smelled gunpowder. So that could be what it is, but it smells something sharp or bitter in it, but to me what it smells like is a whole lot of vanilla, a whole lot of caramel, something that's real smooth, something that smells like it was just baked, but like slightly burnt on the bottom. Not burnt in the smell, but burnt as an idea of what the smell is like. Yeah, I really enjoy the smell. It's not a warm sweater type feeling, but it's perfect for fall. I think it's a really fancy fragrance. I think you could wear this to work. I think you could wear it to out and about, oot and a boot, on dates. On dates and stuff, but what are your thoughts?
I think it's really interesting to hear you break it down, because to me, when I smell this, I'm overwhelmingly saying gunpowder. Like, I smell it and I'm like, that's gunpowder, that's impressive. But they leave the gunpowder sharp enough, but curb the, like, really harsh end of gunpowder. You know how smell in the nose, like when you go to inhale, you get the initial part of the perfume. There's the opening notes that you're smelling your way through, and then on the end note, when you like stop inhaling, you start to exhale, there's like you feel like the very end of the fragrance. It's like a crescendo of like what you're smelling.
Yeah.
And that happens when you smell anything. And usually, like, if you go out and you smell poop, like you smell like you're outside, you smell like barnyard poop. Like you're out there, you smell a cow. It smells bad when you smell it in, but when you go to stop and you get that very tail end, that's what makes it all the more disgusting. And with gunpowder, the end of that gunpowder note is like it adds an extra bitterness. But there's only 3 notes in Amour Nocturne, and it's caramel, milk, gunpowder. That's it. So there's 2 ways of smelling it. It really does smell like a very milky, creamy gunpowder that then gets caramelized. It smells like just the process of caramelization has somehow occurred with the gunpowder. I don't know how, but it has.
Magic.
And there's something else with this fragrance too. Some fragrances, I notice, the more you spray, then it kind of develops a different part of, like a different aspect of the fragrance. I get, if I spray this once on each arm, I will 100% smell gunpowder, and I'll walk around all day going, that smells like gunpowder. But if I spray it twice on each arm or more, then the caramel really starts to come out, and it starts to smell a lot sweeter, and the gunpowder kind of takes a back seat to the caramel. I think really impressive. I think it is definitely a fall fragrance, and a really unique fall fragrance that makes you feel very modern. It's a super modern fragrance.
Can I backtrack a little?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
I'm kind of upset with the bottle right now.
Why are you upset with the bottle?
So the bottle has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides, right? The cap has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7! 7 sides! What am I supposed to do with this? It's not...
There you go. If you have OCD tendencies, you're fucked.
Makes me angry. Why would they do this?
So what would you give it?
A pretty hefty 8. A really curvaceous 8. I think it is a really solid scent. It is a little pricier than what we normally talk about.
We got it for $65.
And how much is it normally?
Generally, I think it's like around 100,
yeah.
110 maybe.
So I mean, is it ridiculously expensive? No. Is it a little pricier? Yeah. Is it worth it? I would argue yes. I think it's really, really unique. I think it's a fun smell, a sophisticated smell. Definitely, easily. Like if I were going on a date with somebody and someone wore this on the first date, I would remember that smell and remember that person really well.
Yeah, I'd second that.
And I think you could even wear this to a job interview and not be too any which way.
Yeah, I think when you talk about modern smells,
yeah,
there's like this isn't like a Dior Sauvage or a Bleu de Chanel where it's like the modern take on perfume. This is like, you can't really tell it's a perfume, you just smell very modern. Mm-hmm. There's no real way of describing it. It's kind of like looking at like a Donald Judd sculpture. You don't know how else to like fit it in. You can't go like, well, compared to the sculptures in the past, it's like it's an entirely new phenomena, and that's exactly what's happening here. It's just modern on top of modern on top of modern. And I think it's incredible. I agree. I would give it like a 9.
Yeah.
I would say you have to like the gunpowder note, but I don't think you're ever going to find gunpowder done in in as perfect of a way as it is done here.
So, as we were kind of saying, definitely a fall and winter smell.
For sure, fall.
Day, nighttime, for sure. I think day has to be the right type of day, but more so at nighttime. So, who would wear this? I have a very... I usually go for literal, who I think would be wearing this. And for me, the first two people that popped in my head were Napoleon or George Washington.
That's good. Because of battle.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, we're talking about gunpowder, right? Even though I don't necessarily smell that, but maybe George Washington, he goes home, hangs out with Martha, has a glass of milk with cookies, and just got off the battlefield and smells like gunpowder, and this is what he smells like.
I agree with that.
I don't know, that's my interpretation of who I think would be wearing this smell or who would smell like this. What about you?
I'm gonna maybe shock you with my pick. Because it's a you pick. It's from your things. Your favorite things.
I am not prepared. Go ahead.
I would say Snape.
No.
Yes, and here's why.
No.
Here's why.
Okay, you gotta convince me really hard.
Okay.
I am prepared.
I would say that a lot of magic in modern times, I started thinking about like Gandalf or Saruman, and I thought Saruman is a very good pick, but Saruman's archaic.
Yeah.
And that this has nothing of archaism in it. Snape, however, has the fall. He's not a winter figure.
No.
He's not full darkness, but he has a sharp tongue. He's a fall figure.
Yeah.
He's got the modern magic element to him, and there's something about this that's both, if you only spray it once, it could be off-putting to someone who does not like gunpowder. Snape's kind of like slimy and weaselly, sure, but I think maybe Snape just starting out, before he's gotten into the whole Harry Potter world, when he's earlier on in his endeavors, running about, casting spells.
Oot and a boot.
Oot and a boot. This I think, not that he'd wear it, not that it'd be like, he'd be in there like, oh, psst, 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 fuck Harry Potter. But instead, it would be like, this is just what he smells like. People go into his office to go smell it. It does smell dry. Maybe it smells a little bit caramelly, but it's not like a sweet, delicious, like, I want to lick you caramel. It's like, there's some, like, dark authority.
So I guess that is our interpretation of the...
Night love. Love of the night. Night love, right? Amour Nocturne?
Love night.
Love night.
Night love.
Night love. We're going to find a way to weasel that in, because you need to know. You need to know. You need to learn.
It's all about Seven. The first clip that we started out with was a quote from Seven, and the thing has 7 sides. It's the Illuminati.